All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. It is the Sunday night FIFA World Cup edition. So, hope everyone's having a great day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Special shout out to my dad. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Love you. Um, but yeah, so hope everyone had a great weekend. There's been some great games going on. Team USA won on Friday. Spain this morning, they took care of business. They said, "Yeah, we're gonna get back on the board there. 4-0 shutout there." Man, just a ton of good games. Let's see. Paraguay messed up a chance to get second place in their group. Oh, they're in our group, so Group D. Yeah, by having a tie yesterday. Um, yeah, so all kinds of crazy stuff. Let's run through them real quick. Let's see what we can figure out of what we've seen and what to look for this week. So let's see. A couple of things so me personally, right? I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I do get excited when the World Cup comes around. And yeah, so I've been watching as many games as I can, mostly because I can bet on the games too. But I do want to watch them and see them. I will say this: amazing athletes. They do some unbelievable stuff on the pitch, and they do a great job there. So, been excited watching it. Cannot wait till we get out of the group stage, so we can get into the knockout round when it gets pretty exciting. So just a quick recap of the World Cup. 48 teams have to um, qualify to make it. They put them in these 12 groups. They play each other in the groups. The top two teams come out, so that'll be 24 teams. Then the top eight third place teams throughout the entire or all the groups will come out, so that'll be 32 teams. And then they go into a knockout round where they'll play. Winner moves on, loser goes home. So let's run through a couple of these and see what we got. Really cool. A Messi hat trick. I mean, the guy, what has he not done, you know, on a soccer field and then won the last World Cup? So, that kind of sealed his GOAT status there. And then he goes and makes his first hat trick in Argentina's first game. So that was pretty good there. There was a day that we had all draws. That was a crazy day, and one of them, the biggest one, was Spain and Cape Verde. That was crazy that they couldn't beat them. I'm pretty sure I put a bet that Spain was going to win by 2.5 goals, by 3 goals or more, and yeah, they didn't even get close. They were 0-0. Let's see. We saw some Germany 7-1 over Curacao, so they just put it on. I think Curacao scored the first goal, and then Germany scored the next seven. Sweden with a 5-1 win over Tunisia. Canada had a 6-0 win over Qatar, and I saw them interview a little Canadian. He's a young Canadian fan, and they said, "Man, are you impressed?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "So you're all gonna win now?" He says, "Oh no, we're not winning." So, Netherlands 5-1 over Sweden. So put a beating on those guys after Sweden did it to someone else. Some crazy draws. So here was the thing early on. This will mess you up in these group stages as you're trying to advance, or at least it maybe advance as a first place team. Canada and Bosnia, they played to a draw. Qatar and Switzerland, that was kind of shocking, but they played to a draw as well. Brazil, I think everyone figured Brazil would come out and just light it up. They had to draw their first match against Morocco. The Netherlands, Japan, that was a really good game. I remember watching that. Netherlands kept going ahead. Japan kept, coming back from behind and then they scored the last goal to tie it up. And Portugal, Congo, that really messed up Portugal's chances. And here's another thing. Well, at least in the past, what I've seen is like not everyone that's favored comes out of the groups. You just kind of assume some of the bigger teams are going to come out. Yeah, Portugal, we don't know about that one. So we'll see how that goes. But let's go stage group by group and let's see what we got going on. So Group A, Mexico advanced. They won their second game against Korea, and they had a weird goal because the Korean there was 0-0, and I'm pretty sure I heard boos coming from the Mexican fans out there. The Korean goalie comes out, he grabs the ball, and I don't know why it pops out of his hand, and so he's way out of the goal. Pops out of his hand, goes right to a Mexican player. He kicks it, easy goal. It ends up being 1-0, and Korea had some chances too. So it was a close game, but they with that win, they sealed. They're moving on to the next round, so good for them. Wednesday we'll have a good game for second place. So South Korea plays South Africa. Let's see. They're both. Let's see. South Korea is one win, one loss. South Africa is one draw, one loss. They play. Korea is actually favored minus 160, which that's a pretty good favorite right there. But what I've noticed is you can't really count on those because even though you do, you see like, oh, they're favored 160, easy bet right there. Uh, you never know what's going to happen. New Zealand and Egypt are playing right now, and Egypt was a pretty good favorite here. Yeah, New Zealand scored first, so who knew? So you never know what's going to happen. But they play Wednesday, and the over/under is 2.5, which I have noticed a lot of them are 2.5 there. So that doesn't. I would think initially like that's a lot of goals, like 2.5. Yeah, who's going to score that? No, we've seen some crazy number of goals scored. Eight, between Germany and Curacao, even though seven were Germany's, but that's 8 goals right there. They blew past 2.5. So you never know, like if it's going to be a defensive battle, if it's going to be, scoring back and forth. I watched a game earlier, Uruguay and someone else, and they should have won, and they gave up a terrible goal. I mean, it was terrible. For some reason, the goalie comes running out of the goal, and the guy from the other team gets it first. Yeah, he knocks it down. I think it's Capoverde. He knocks it down. The goalie's just stuck out there. He just kicks it in, open goal. Like they gave up their chances to win that game. So, so that's Group A. Let's see. We got Group B. So Canada. Let's see. Yeah, Canada and Switzerland both had ties in the first round, and or the first games, and that put them in a tough spot there. So now they're actually tied, one win and one draw. So it sets up for a big game on Wednesday. Canada and Switzerland play. The winner will should take control of that group. Let's see, Switzerland is the plus 145 right now. So, and that's the favorite. So that means Canada must be like a plus, I don't know, 300 or something like that. And once again, the over under is 2.5 goals. Like I can see why, like this could go over 2.5 goals pretty easy. And Switzerland's favored to win. Canada's got their chance. So we're going to see. You never know what's going to happen. Um, so here we go, right? This is why you get into these spots, but this is why you don't want to. You got to win the games that you're supposed to win. Let's see, Bosnia and Qatar. They are in third and fourth place, both with a draw and a loss. And Bosnia, they'll be playing this week as well for third place. So Bosnia is minus 230. So that means they're a pretty good favorite there. Over unders 2.5 goals, which between these two, maybe they can score that, ease. I mean, you're talking 3 goals. Someone wins 2-1. Yeah, you got it there. And here's a fun fact: Bosnia wins, they could end up playing U.S. in the first round of the knockout. So that'd be kind of fun, and it'd be right. Well, I don't know if it's going to be here in Texas, but that's what they're playing right now. So, oh no, Bosnia's not playing. Sorry, wrong one, wrong game there. But yeah, that'd be pretty fun. I do know someone from Bosnia, so they're rooting for that to happen. So we can have a friendly Bosnia versus U.S. game. Be great. So let's see, Group C. Brazil, yeah, they had that tie with Morocco. Yeah, that was huge because now Morocco, they're both tied for first right now, one win and one draw. Scotland has one win and one loss, so they're right there in the mix. This is so crazy, but this is what makes it fun, right? Because it's going to come down to these last games to see who wins. Um, so they're playing for first place, all of them this week. Scotland, if they can win versus Brazil, they'll take over. I mean, depending on what Morocco does, like they could take over first place, second place, like one of the two. But Brazil, so they play. I don't know if it's Thursday but they play. Brazil is a minus 245 favorite, of course. So Brazil had a 3-0 shutout of Haiti this weekend. So I guess I don't know if that puts them back on the map. Like, okay, we're good now, or is that just because they played a bad Haiti team? I'm not sure. But we're gonna find out against Scotland this week. And the over under, here it is again, 2.5 goals. I gotta go over. Like even some of the teams that you don't even think are gonna score, somehow you just get a goal here and there. By the time you know it, it's 2-2, or 3-1. Like they score 4 goals. People can do that. I mean, New Zealand scored like within the first 15 minutes, I think. So You never know what's going to happen there. So that's going to be an interesting one to see. Brazil should get out of there. Morocco also should get out, but we're about to find out here pretty soon. This week, actually, we're going to find out. Group D. That's the U.S. group. The U.S. has already solidified that they're advancing. They won the first two games. They won this weekend. The first the first goal they scored against Australia was an own goal by Australia. That was pretty crazy. And I thought, okay, I mean, we'll take it, but like we need to score again. We did, and we were playing without Pulisic as our best player. So good to have that. They play Turkey this weekend or this week, who I thought they were going to do well in the beginning before the World Cup started. They seem to be one of the top teams in our group, and they've had two really disappointing losses. That's who lost to Paraguay last night or 2 nights ago. Yeah, oh sorry, they tied. They tied. But Paraguay actually should have won the game. But Turkey had chances. It just didn't they didn't pay off for them. So Australia and Paraguay will play for second on Thursday. Paraguay is actually the favorite, plus 190. The over-under is 1.5. Okay, come on now, really? Well, I guess because Australia hadn't scored a ton of goals, maybe. No, but they won. They beat Turkey 2-0. 1.5 goals. Come on, I'll probably jump on that right now and go ahead and take the 2 goal over on that one. So let's see. Group E, Germany has also uh, made themselves out. They're the favorite there. They've won both their games. They fell behind Ivory Coast a couple days ago, and I thought, oh, it's going to be a game. But then I think they ended up winning 2-1. So one there. Ivory Coast is fighting for second. They have the other win. The other two teams, Ecuador and Curacao, just have losses and draws. So Ivory Coast, they can with a win or a tie over Curacao, they solidify second place there. Ivory Coast is actually a heavy favorite over them, minus 650, over under 3.5 goals. Okay, that one, 3.5. Yeah, that one you could go under possibly because if it's a 2-1 win, 3-0 win, like you never know. So 3.5, that seems like an under to me. 2.5, I like the overs on that. 1.5, oh my gosh. Like how do you not go over 1.5 goals? But let's see. Group F is the Netherlands. That's a pretty good team there. I've seen the Netherlands. They had that tie early on that kind of messed them up with Japan, but they kind of righted the ship there, and they got their win the other day. Pretty impressive win actually over Sweden. And let's see, they can take first place with a win over Tunisia. So they play the worst team in the bracket or in the group this next game. They are a huge minus 750 favorite there. The over-under is 3.5 goals, and I guarantee you it's because they think the Netherlands are going to score like 3 or 4 goals. Like they get that by themselves, possibly. So, but Japan can get first place if they can win, and the Netherlands lose or tie. I mean, it can happen because it happened earlier. You never know what's going to happen in any of these games. There's only been a few major injuries. I think I saw a guy broke his leg, but for the most part, everybody's pretty healthy. But one injury could take out a guy that could change the game, and you never know what's going to happen. And then Sweden, Japan could be playing for second here when they play this week, and Japan's minus 105. So that's kind of a close one there. They're not sure who's going to win, but they got Japan just a little bit of favorite there, over under 2.5 goals, which I would put the over on that one as well. Man, I'm getting all these bets now. This is going to be good. And Group G, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Hopefully, I don't offend anyone, but it's probably the weakest. It's either the toughest because no one can win, or the weakest, the worst teams out there: Iran, Belgium, New Zealand, and Egypt, who are playing right now. Not one team has a win there. They got two. Let's see, Iran, Belgium, 2 draws. New Zealand, Egypt, 1 draw, and they're playing right now to see who's going to win here. But Iran, Belgium actually had another draw. They played today and they had a draw. Let's see, New Zealand and Egypt. They can change that tonight. New Zealand's up already, so 1-0. Maybe they're trying to take control of the whole group there. Like it could take just one win for some team to take control of this whole this whole group. Let's see, and then next Friday they all play again. So we're gonna find out really quick what two teams are coming out of that group there. Group H is the Spain group. So Spain had the one tie with Cape Verde, and that was a shocker there. And Cape Verde also tied today with Uruguay. Uruguay, like I said, they had that terrible play where the goalie came out. For some reason, he comes running out of the goal. If he just stays back, you even had defenseman back there. Who knows what he's thinking? But he ruined it for him. But he increased the chances of Cape Verde to possibly advance. So good for them there. Spain had a big win today. They had tied earlier, so they got a 4-0 win today. So I think the surprise of the whole, or one of the biggest surprises of the tournament is Cape Verde. So if they can win next Friday, they can sneak into second place there. So let's see what happens there. I forgot to put who they play, but actually, it's Saudi Arabia. So they can beat Saudi Arabia, and because Spain will play Uruguay, that could be pretty tough there. Uruguay was not going to win that game. I should have put the numbers on them. Oh, we'll have to check them another time though. Group I. This is a good one here. Norway, France, Senegal, and Iraq. France and Senegal. I'm sorry, Norway and France each have a win. Let's see. They play tomorrow, so and they need to win. They play the other teams. Let's see. Norway. Uh, I don't remember who plays, but they don't play each other yet. So if they both win, they both keep pace in first place there, which will set them up for a huge Friday game between Norway and France to see who advances as first place and who's going to go in second place. At right now, France is a minus 125 um, leader there, or what is it like? Favorite, sorry, 125 favorite with another over under of 2.5 goals. Come on, man. Yeah, France, Norway. Yeah, they'll probably score five together. It'll probably be 3-2, or I don't know, 4-3 or something. Who knows what it's going to be? But yeah, probably be over on that one as well. Let's see, Group J, the Argentina group. Woo, that's a good one. Argentina trying to repeat, first repeat in a while there. Um, with the win over Austria on Monday, which tomorrow they advance, right? They solidified their advance there. They're a minus 190 favorite. So I don't know why. I mean, I think that's big, but I think I've seen bigger ones, so that's interesting that they're not a bigger favorite. Or maybe I just don't know soccer or football, right? Austria may be a monster there. I don't even know about it. But the over under, guess what? 2.5. Messi scores over 2.5 his last game. So come on, over under. Man, this is going to be pretty easy, guys. We just do the over the whole time. Actually, and I'm going to keep track of that this week. I'll start looking at all the games that are 2.5 over under. I'm going to keep track of them and see where we land on those. But Austria can get second. They got to play Algeria next week. And so never know. And Austria is the favorite in that one because I'm assuming, maybe that's bad, that they're going to lose Argentina. So then Austria is going to play Algeria for second place. Right now they're a plus 155 favorite. Guess what the over under is? It's 2.5. Yeah. Group K. I like this group here. Colombia, Congo's doing well, and Portugal. Woo! That's a disappointment. Maybe there's a bet out there that Portugal doesn't make it past this group. That would be pretty funny, actually. Nothing personal against anybody who's a fan of whatever. I'm just saying, right? Somebody's not going to make it out. Possibly that is a favorite. And they were one of the favorites to win the whole thing, and they can't even get out of the group stage. So Colombia with a win versus Congo will advance. Obviously, they'll be 2-0 at that time if they win. Colombia is a favorite minus 195. I'm not even going to tell you what the over under is. 2.5 points, 2.5 goals. Portugal plays Uzbekistan, and me personally, I think they have to win. They have a draw. If they lose that game or it's a draw, yeah, it could be Congo and Colombia coming out of this group, and Portugal's just like, yeah, we're going home. We'll watch from our couches. Um, Portugal is a minus 500. See, that's the one I was talking about. So I guess they're saying Portugal's pissed and Uzbekistan not that good. They're a minus 500 favorite, over under 2.5 goals. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if they can figure it out, Portugal did a terrible job of either getting the ball to Ronaldo or him out to get it. I don't know which one has to happen, but he could easily score over 2.5 goals by himself. but he better do it soon because if not, yeah, they could be watching from home the knockout stages. Congo has an outside chance, though. Like I said, if Portugal doesn't do well, because after this next game on Saturday, Colombia and Portugal play. And that's going to be a pretty important game there, not for Colombia because they'll probably win tomorrow and advance, but it's going to be important for Portugal and it could be important for Congo. So, but Portugal's actually favored over Colombia. See, I've seen this in all kinds of sports. Just because the team has a certain name or a certain player, they favor them, but there's momentum. Like if you're not doing well, if you're not playing well, guess what? Yeah, you're not going to win. But Portugal's a plus 105, so that's saying you're the favorite, but not so much a favorite because they're both going to be pluses, and the over under is 2.5 goals there. So we need to keep our eye on the Group K stages and see how on the Group K stage and see how those go this week. Some really important games this week, and then the last one, Group L. It's a pretty interesting one. It's interesting one as well. England and Ghana both have they're 1-0, so there you go. Good for them. Ghana, I don't know if that's a surprise. Croatia and Panama have the two losses there. England and Ghana will play Tuesday. So we're going to find out really quick who's going to be the favorite to come out of this group on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that one. England right now is a minus 450 favorite, and the over under a surprising 2.5 goals. Croatia and Panama will also play, and honestly, they can still be in there for second. Like weird things got to happen. But if there's a winner between England and Ghana, right, that team takes a loss, so they get no points, right? If they have a draw, obviously they'll both go on because they'll each get a point. But if Croatia and Panama, like one of those teams is going to win, and they could get 3 points there and get vault themselves right back, near where Ghana or England, whoever loses that game, and that sets it up for Croatia and Ghana on Saturday. I don't know about England and Panama because that may not be for anything there, but let's see, Croatia Panama, they play on Tuesday. Croatia's minus 185 favorite, 2.5 goals over under, and then Croatia Ghana will finish it off, and that could be because I'm thinking like Ghana may lose to England. So then they have to go beat Croatia to be second place. I don't know. I haven't looked at the third places, so I can't even tell you who are the third places that are coming out of all of these. I'm not even worried about that yet. We'll talk about that next weekend. But that could be an important game there. And right now, Croatia is the favorite at minus 160 with the over under at 2.5 goals. So those are some of the games we get to look out for. Honestly, I do like these early on. I was picking winners on that very first game for everybody, and there were a bunch of ties. And I don't know if it's because they were all trying to figure out how the other teams play or figure out even how they're playing, right? Maybe people are nervous. I mean, it's the biggest stage, in the world for these guys. So who knows? But then the second games seemed to like people started winning, right? It was a win or loss. Wasn't so many draws. And I'm guessing these third games, if they mean something, like you're going to have some really good games because people are going to be. It could be their chance to move on or go home, and so you'll see some really good games there. Probably not many draws as well. Uh, what I don't want to see are the teams that have already punched their ticket to the knockout round. Just lay down and give these other guys chances, because then it doesn't mean anything. That's not really fun to watch, but. We'll know. I mean, sorry. You never know what's going to happen. So, but those are your picks. That's your update on some soccer games for the World Cup to look out for this week. And let's see what happens. And then we'll do it again next week. Hope everyone has a great week. Hope your team wins. Yeah, even if it's Turkey, because the USA doesn't have to win, but I'd rather them win. So I'd rather Turkey not win. But everyone else, good luck. Hope you have a great one. And if you decide to bet on soccer, I hope you win a ton of money. So we'll see you on the next one.